Ambassador. Ambassador, please stand for recognition. It has been a wonderful engagement with him in the last couple of 5 days. In the last couple of 5 days, he has been wonderful, and a number of other persons, they came together. Thank you very much for your spirit of camaraderie. It's appreciated. It's well, accepted. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've mentioned earlier that we would have a recap of what our activities in the last couple of 5 days has been, and it's time for us to do that. Permit me to invite to this podium one of our delegates from Lagos State, who will be giving us a recap of what our activities have been like since Monday that we started this year's edition of the National Youth Peace Summit. Ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, please put your hands together as I call on stage Miss Sidiko Omoshalewa from Lagos State. Please, Sidiko, please, your attention is needed. It's time for your session. You have to give us a full recap of our activities in the last couple of days, from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today, which is the grand finale, the closing ceremony. So give us a recap of what we have done in this course for the National Youth Peace Summit for the 2021. So what we have done from Monday till now. So you give us a full breakdown. I'm sure you would do justice to that.
Good morning, everyone. As Helia said, my name is Miss Adeyemo Sidiko Omoshalewa. We are here for this year National Youth Peace Summit. The opening ceremony was done on Monday. The invited guests, they came. The Oni of Ife came, but it was represented by one of his chiefs. The director of NTA came. The Dean Faculty Officer of this school, they came. So on Monday, the opening prayer was done. So on Tuesday, we had a lecture on how the national peace can gain its prevalence in our society in Nigeria. So we have a lot of discourse on that. Dr. Tunde Dairo and some other lecturers came from different departments, from different schools, discuss and deliberate more on this paving the way for a non-violent Nigerian. So we arrived at, while the discussion were going on, a lot of arguments, agitations arose. So the main bone of the contention is they brought the argument from the EndSARS that happened last year, because we marked a year on Wednesday that the EndSARS happened in Lekki Tollgate in Lagos. So the man addressed us that as a youth, that we have came out to show our concern about what the government is doing that is not suitable to us. We have come out, we have done well. But there are some lapses that we lack, that we are not imbibing in those things that we have done. So he buttressed further that had it been in that protest, we came out the first day, the second day, and the federal government instructed us to leave the streets. Had it been we have yielded to the advice, we have left the streets and had a consensus within us to go and visit the president, had a discussion with him, it would have been better for us than having a massacre and all that. So in his points, I picked out some things that is very cogent. He said that there are some certain things we are lacking within we youths, that we have to go and work on that, so that in every situation we find ourselves, we will always paving ways. He said that during that protest, there is no communication within us. What did he mean by the communication? He said different kinds of people were agitating for different aim. Somebody can just come out having different intention, that I want to end SARS, but inside him is just trying to to create an awareness for himself so that he can be known that he's at the front speaking. The other being, we have some people during those protests in every area, we call ourselves together. What do we actually want? What is our agitation? If we communicate to each other and know what we actually want, even you can be a leader behind. It's not a must you come to the front destroying things. All those government property we destroy is just for our own benefit. It's not for anybody. The government is not using them. It's not useful to them. He said we also lack consensus. He said we lack agreement. Why you are agreeing that we shouldn't pass this space? Some people are there destroying things. If there is agreement between us that we should only be here packing things, some people are there making noise. Because there is no consensus between us, so we missed it all. Because there is no consideration, we missed it all. Because there is no unity, we missed it all. He said at a point, the president was calling for representative within us. So we were arguing with ourselves that who is going to represent us that will not go there and still betray us. So there is no trust. So we lack those characteristics, made us fall. Had it been we have those things, we would have won. And Nigeria could have been a better country today. But we missed the opportunity. So he said we should imbibe those things that he listed for us: communication, consideration, consensus, and he mentioned some other consultation. He said consultation. You consult people that are learned about those things. That how can we go about this? Sharing ideas can actually bring good results. So the second day, another lecturer came. He talked about conflict and peace. That how can we overcome peace? How can we overcome conflict? So somebody behind said, even within conflict, he asked a question. He said, can conflict be avoided? Can a student answer that? Can conflict be avoided? So during that class, he said he was giving some illustrations and examples that conflict can never be avoided, but it can only be managed. So he said he gave references to different ways in which conflict can be managed. He said conflict can be managed by giving benefit of doubt. Even within us, we have conflict. Within our sittings, we have conflict. Within our home, in which we were given birth by the same mother, we have conflict. So why not expecting conflict within a society where we have about 450 different languages and only 3 is recognized? So there is conflict that is prevalent in our society. We should always look for a way to manage it. We can't afford it. And he said, how can we make peace? He gave a lot of examples and revolutions that have taken place in different countries in which they actually made the protest through peace and they achieved their aim. He said the orange flags and Arabic Springs in some other countries that happened. They said the bomber, the lady that came out from the crowd that said all the crowd should kneel down and face the gun. He gave a lot of series examples in which peaceful protest was done and the government answered their calls and there was achievements. So somebody raised up his hand that can that be achieved in Nigeria of today? Somebody brought the question that those things happened because in those Western countries, they understand their law. Even their governments or any of the representative will not think so low to deprive the citizen. They believe in them. So in Nigeria of today, where even our right is not known by us, how can we fight for it? How can we make a peaceful protest? Do we even believe that we can make a protest? We can make a peace protest and still come out with flying colors. So we have so many questions and agitations and arguments, but we concluded that there are better ways to do that without quarreling, without destroying things. So the third day, which is yesterday, we visited the Oni of Ife. He was not around. The guard took us around. So he explained so many things to us. We saw the the past obas. We saw the grave. We took pictures. Before then, I skipped some. We went to Osun Osogbo. we went to Osun Oshogbo River. There we see a lot of things. So we took pictures, we enjoyed ourselves. We went to orphanage home, but to our surprise, we are disappointed in Osun State government. The situation of things we saw at the Form 1 orphanage home, we were perplexed. Though children were not much, but things are not put in place. So we visited the orphanage home, we visited the African village, we visited the Ojaja event center at Ife, the industrial hub. We enjoyed ourselves, and now we are here today for the closing program ceremony. I think this is how we have spent the whole week. So thank you very much.
Please, let's put our hands together once again for her. That was a detailed recap of what our activities for the last couple of 5 days has been here in Oshogbo, Osun State, for this year's edition of the National Youth Peace Summit. So moving forward, I'm sure, before I invite our people to this side of the hall for their goodwill messages, I'm sure a couple of persons who were here as well have heard it, what she said, and would like to add a thing or two. You know, some of us probably, by the virtue of one thing or the other, couldn't attend some of these things that she listed, or we missed it somehow. So is there anyone from the delegates who would like to chip in something from what she has said? Is there anyone from amongst us who would like to? I can call us. So is there anyone? Biggie, I can call you. So is there anyone from amongst us who just chip in another thing from all our engagements, or let me say, what has been our take home in the last couple of 5 days? So please give me his name. I'll call him now to call on board. We have been having a robust engagement in the last couple of days for this year's edition, and it has been wonderful. There has been a whole lot of shocking realities, but let me just put it that way. All right, please join me, Ambassador. Thank you very much. I'm very sure he has been actively involved in the running of these activities. But before I go, ladies and gentlemen, before I hand over the microphone, we have in our midst the APC youth leader and as well as the PDP youth leader in Osun State. PDP youth leader, sir, please stand for recognition. Please, let's put our hands together for the PDP youth leader in Osun State, Nigeria. APC youth leader, Lanti is here as well. Please stand for recognition anywhere you are, sir. APC youth leader. Okay, once he joins us fully, ladies and gentlemen, we have in our midst the students of Islamic College, Oshogbo. Did I get it correct? Thank you very much. Please, let's put our hands together for them as well. The students of the Islamic College, Oshogbo. All right, Ambassador, so tell us a thing or two you want to add from what Sidiko has said, or from a message to all of us that we can take over to our various destinations. Thank you very much. Just 2 minutes.
Thank you. My name is Sambo Suleiman Muhammad. I'm Bauchi State Coordinator, National Youth Peace Summit. Well, actually, the memories here were really good. In fact, I have so many things to take back home. And since the first day, that's the opening ceremony, we have received a lot of dignitaries. Once again, I have to thank the secondary school students that are here with us, as well as the core members. Thank you for witnessing the grand family again. Actually, I want to chip in something from what my colleague has said earlier. National Youth Peace Summit is all about creating awareness for youth all over the nation in order to have peaceful coexistence of this, between us in this country. Additionally, not only to come and have lectures, we have fun. We visited the ONI, which is really an amazing visit yesterday. Actually, we met some people, we've seen so many places. I urge you those that are not participating in this summit, please join us next year in the next NYPS. I believe, and believe me, it will be fun. Thank you.
In our diversity, we have one history.
Thank you very much. Please, let's put our hands together once again. All right, so we still have about 2 persons who want to add. So please, our representative from Lagos State and also our representative from the East, but he's not from the East. Yeah, you will join him soon. So just 2 minutes. I'm sure we've learned a thing or two from the course of this event. So just tell us, what is it exactly that you want to share with us that we can take home to our various destinations as far as this year's edition of the National Youth Peace Summit is concerned?
Thank you very much. I would like to appreciate everyone. There is something I learned that I'm sure it would be very important and genuine for each and every one of us, which is that we are all from different tribes, from Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, and all southeast, southwest, north, and so on like that. And we should note that coming together to diversify on our ideas and to make one another to understand that we are from one nation, Nigeria. We shouldn't be among those who will be craving for violence. We should be among those who will be craving for prosperity. So whenever there are problems in the nation, there is one single saying that is said, that problems will keep on occurring. As human beings, so far as you are existing in this world, you will keep on facing challenges. But the ability to surmount those challenges and keep on moving forward, it's what's defining you as a leader. So by coming to surmount problems, we shouldn't be bothered about all the challenges, but the way forward for the country. So I want to encourage my fellow youths in this all that we should try as much as possible. We should be what? We should be united in our ideology and in our way of life. Thank you very much.
We are Nigerians. Let's rise and build. We have the vision with hope of what can be. Our dreams are lofty, our future great. Yes, we can do what's right and walk in love's just ways. We are Nigerians. Let's rise and build.
DJ, please.
We are Nigeria.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Sure, protocols have been rightly established. I want to stand on existing protocols. To God Almighty, the giver of life, I am deeply grateful for this time, and most importantly, for being one of the delegates for this year's National Youth Peace Summit. I will start like this. No state is mono-ethnic. The majority of countries in sub-Saharan Africa are essentially multinational. In that a large number of countries in sub-Saharan African region are made up of different ethnic groups. This issue always arises when groups of marginalized sects of ethnic or religious groups become concerned with regards to who they are and what others are up to. This calls to mind the question of identity and supremacy with the attendant tension in relation to other groups. As it is widely known, Nigeria is a country characterized by ethnic and religious diversity, with many inter-ethnic tensions and conflict. I'll just leave this short note that everyone is a global market. Make a global figure of yourself. In other words, be an agent of peace, and that's the only way you can create a change. Thank you.
Nigerians, though of many tribes, and each with a different tongue, we stand united in our resolve to build, to defend, and to honor our great nation. We are a great people, from the beautiful grasslands and savanna to our rich rainforest, in a land flowing with oil and gold. Hear the clatter of groundnuts, hear the whispering palms, see the towering cocoa trees. We are Nigeria.
DJ, thank you very much. Please, let's put our hands together again for the brother that just did the recap of what was done. We will still get back to that. I know a number of persons still are interested in saying one thing or the other. But moving forward, we would have our invited guests on this side of the hall, and they would share with us their goodwill messages. So in no particular order, and according to what I was given, we are to invite to this side of the hall representative from the FRSC. Please, sir, kindly join us on this side of the hall, as well as representative of the DSS. Please kindly join us on this side of the hall. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we will be going straight into the goodwill messages, sir. I don't know if we go into that straight, but Ashi, are you there? So I know you have a message as well as Glory. You also have a thing to say. We are still coming there definitely. So after this goodwill message, before the session for today, we would all do that. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as I make welcome on stage the representative of the FRSC, who will be giving us a goodwill message representing the FRSC in general. Thank you very much, sir.
Good day, all. I'm happy to be in this gathering today. If you look at what we are addressing, if there is no peace, none of us will be comfortable sitting here. Even the one that is carrying gun will not be comfortable wherever he is. On this note, I would like to commend the organizer of this summit for thinking right at this crucial time to address issues that concern peace in Nigeria. Because when we look at it generally, like the moderator said, we cannot have a peaceful society without conflict. On this note, I will stand my goodwill message. Um, Superintendent Route Commander Abimbade Adewale. I'm here this morning representing the Sector Commander, Federal Road Safety Corps, Osun State Command, in person of Corps Commander Paul John Ope. He is not available. However, he has delegated me to represent him here today. Here is his goodwill message to the National Youth Peace Summit. And before I start that, I would like to recognize the organizer of this event, the invited guests, the corps members, the school pupils at this occasion. It is my pleasure to deliver this goodwill message as the Sector Commander, Federal Road Safety Corps, Osun State Command, at the closing ceremony of the National Youth Service Peace Summit 2021 with the theme, Paving Way for Non-Violence Nigeria. Let me use this medium to commend the convener of this summit, who has gathered the youth all over the country to deliberate on peace building and conflict management at a time like this. There is no doubt that the participants are better informed, equipped with requisite knowledge to manage conflict without crisis or chaotic situation. We must remember that young people are mostly affected in an unpeaceful situation. I would like to know that a peaceful society does not only connote lack of conflict or absence of war. Rather, it also stands for the existence of justice and equality, eradication of violence, oppression, better job opportunities, good education, access to affordable quality health care, good road accessibility and quality driving experience, responsive and accountable government, etc. We must bear in mind that no society or nation is absolutely conflict-free. I hope that our rebranded idea will further express our goodwill to be a peace ambassadors, while taking into cognizance the fundamental principles of conflict management and resolution, especially ADR. The youths as potential leaders, managers, CEOs, and directors are hereby charged to eschew violence and be seen as a peace drivers. We must all bear in mind that no meaningful development can be achieved under a chaotic situation and anarchic situation. Under a chaotic and anarchical situation. Finally, I wish to reiterate the commitment of the Federal Road Safety Corps in working with both government and youth in ensuring a sustainable, peaceful environment and security of life and properties on Nigerian roads. I thank you all for listening.
Please, we can do better. Another round of applause. Thank you very much, sir. So before I go to the next round of goodwill messages, I'd like to take a round of recognition. Ladies and gentlemen, the guest speaker for today, I'll invite him to this side of the hall and as well as introduce him. Is no other person than Comrade Adeolu Oyebode. Please kindly join us on the high table, the guest speaker for today, as well as the PDP youth leader. Please kindly join us on this side of the hall, and we are expecting your goodwill message as well. Importantly, I would like to recognize Ambassador Abubakar Ibn Uthman, who is representing Engineer Salom Ahmad, a member of House of Representatives, Jere Local Government, Borno State. Please stand for recognition. Thank you very much, our Ambassador Abubakar Ibn Usman, Engineer Satomi. It's been a wonderful time having you around for this year's edition of the National Youth Peace Summit. All right, so the next round of goodwill messages, the next one comes from the representative of the DSA. Please, as I welcome on stage the representative of the DSS, kindly put your hands together for her.
The coordinator of National Youth Peace Summit, invited guests, the core members here present, the students, good morning, everybody. I'm very excited to be here in your midst this morning. I'm here as a representative of my director, the director of DSS, F. Alade, who is handling state matters. He asked that I convey his goodwill message to you this morning, and he also said I should tell you that he's in full support in your moves and your moves to ensure a non-violent Nigeria. Looking through or listening to all the recaps we've had this morning, it's very obvious that you've had a long week full of academic activities that has, developed your mind. And it is very wise to say that you ensure that you imbibe all the things that you were taught during this Peace Summit and ensure that you apply them in your day-to-day lives. Although there is no society where absolute peace exists, it remains a cause that must be continually advanced because it is an important element in the well-being of members of a given society. I hereby admonish you to ensure that you do not allow yourself to be incited by unscrupulous elements in the society to perpetrate violence. This is because violence itself hinders progress, hinders development, hinders the good future that you and I hope to have. So there is every need for us to desist from being used by the politicians in our country as thugs to perpetrate evil. You can also bear in mind the issues that has happened in the past 1 year, which I believe is the reason for the coordination of this summit. So there is also need for us to ensure that we work together as one, regardless of our differences, regardless of where we come from, regardless of our tribe, whether we be black or white, whether we be Igbo, Yoruba, or Hausa, which I also believe is the core reason we have the NYSC today. As we go back to our different destinations, let's not forget what we learned in the Peace Summit 2021. And then we should also ensure that by 2022, we invite other people, other youths in the society to attend this summit, as it is one very important summit that will help to eliminate violence in our Nigeria today. Thank you very much.
Nigerians, we are one people. God made us unite.
So moving forward, special recognition and appreciation to the NTA crew who has been a proud supporter of this program and as well has been giving the program a wide publicity since inception. We appreciate your spirit of camaraderie. We appreciate your professionalism. Thank you very much for all you're doing. Please, let's put our hands together for the NTA crew. Thank you very much. So moving forward, we have the PDP youth leader. So we would like to have your goodwill message as well. And then a couple of stuff that we'll be doing, I would give us the full information as I get them. Please, let's put our hands together for the PDP youth leader in Osun State.
Greatest Nigeria. Greatest Nigerian youth. Let me. The protocols. Brothers. I'm highly delighted to be here this morning to come and deliver a good message on National Youth Peace Summit. On the day I got the invitation to come and deliver a good message, when I look at it, I was a little bit elated. The reason being that we are the youth of this country, and we are the strength of this country. But we the youth, do we know ourselves? We don't know ourselves. We don't discover ourselves. Some of us, whenever we are given stipend or because of the crumbs that fall from the table of our leaders, we become something else. So for being here today, I just want to admonish us, we youth, to know who we are, to know our strength. If we can come together, if we can unite, we can effect positive change in our country. So, my good message are here. But with what I've seen here this morning, what they have said, what different speakers have said, it has made me to jettison my speech because they have said a lot of things. But before I leave this place, I will deliver my message to the conveners of this summit. So it will be distributed to the people in which they will be able to gain one or two things from it. It is indeed a delight to stand before the greatest ever conscious Nigerian youth as the special guest at the 2021 of the National Youth Peace Summit. Team, paving the way for a non-violent Nigeria. My concentration will be centered on one of the summit deliberations, which is youth leadership and education. In Nigeria of today, all efforts should be directed to this particular and important strength of the nations, which we are the youth. We are the important strength of any nation. Because without youth, there's nothing a particular country can be able to achieve. But we, the youth, we have sold ourselves out. We know our rights. We cannot fight for our rights. But the only area they know that we are being useful is when there's to go and disrupt some certain place, to go and commit crime, to go and embark on any violent acts. But we can become a leader. We can become dignitary in the committee of the nations if we know ourselves very well. Youth of any nation will determine the future of that particular country. We should not shy away in developing our youth. I totally agree with the focus on the youth leadership and education. If our youth are being well educated and empowered, all restiveness, agitations, and all other social vices will be reduced to the barest minimum in the country. If we youth were being empowered, we have access to good educations. I believe all the restaurants we have around the country, IPOP, Boko Harams, and some others, kidnapping, raping, and some others, will be reduced to the barest minimum. Because someone that has a place that he will go, as soon as I have a work that I should go, how will I be thinking of kidnapping or raping or any other things? Because I will leave my home in the morning, come back in the evening. In the evening, I will stay with my family. We'll be able to relax together. But someone that has nothing to do, they said idle hand is the devil workshop. In Nigeria of today, we are facing with the multifaceted leadership challenge that are currently overwhelming the managers of statecrafts. Challenges that are rapidly destabilizing and subverting the national foundational, political, economic, geopolitical, and moral. Let's at least prepare the upcoming ones for a better and promising future. In this way, we need to encourage ourselves, that is, we Nigerian youth, to make a concerted effort in avoiding facing a blinking future. We have to make effort with the youth, because we are the ones that are putting our leaders on the throne. We also can come out and make changes. We can vie for positions, because we know where the who are pinching us. Majority of the youth are outside there, no job, no anything to do. Someone that has nothing to do with we look for a way to survive. We should not deceive ourselves. We look for a way to survive, either crook or by fear. We need to use this August summit to prescribe a pathway for the youth to better fulfill their roles of taking over from a generation already embarrassed by its underwhelming encounter with history. It's the simplest task that we concentrate here. Just not to waste much of our times, I believe with little I've said, I believe we have taken one or two things out of it. So, thank you for giving me this opportunity to stand before you.
Thank you very much, the PDP Youth Chairman, Osun State. Please, let's put our hands together for him once again. All right, so let's go to the last goodwill message before the guest speaker comes up to take his session. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite to this side of the hall Ambassador Right Honorable Abdulhamid Ibrahim, the Speaker, Zamfara Youth Parliament, for his message. Please kindly make your way forward. And as he makes his way forward, please let's put our hands together for him. Please, we can do better. That is the Speaker, Zamfara Youth Parliament, Right Honorable Abdulhamid Ibrahim. But before he continue, please I'd like to the sense of pardon of our it should be well appropriate. Please, let's join this side of the hall. Please, I'm appealing to our sense. Please, let's put our hands together for that. Please, let's come to this side. Yes, so that once they are having the coverage, everything, goes in line as it's meant to be, so that there won't be too many disparity. And don't forget the sitting arrangements. One, then you leave a space. You sit, then you leave a space. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the Speaker, Zamfara Youth Parliament.
The convener, National Youth Peace Summit 2021. The coordinators of the National Youth Peace Summit of various states of the Federation. The NSCDC Osun State Command representative. The DSS Director General Osun State Command, the FRCA, Osun State Command, the NYCN, the students, press, my director youth, my colleague from Zamfara State, and the participants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. Mine, it is not only a goodwill message, but at the same time, sharing of experience. Many people are now scared of going to Zamfara State because of the insecurity challenges that you are hearing it over the media. But the reality is only one who is staying in the Zamfara State can tell you the actual story of what is happening in Zamfara State. So before the goodwill message, I would like to share with you the history and genesis of banditry in Zamfara State. Ladies and gentlemen, the ugly trend of banditry, cattle rustling, kidnapping, and massive killing of innocent citizens in Zamfara State was started in the year 2011. The state, which was initially the most peaceful nationwide, has turned out today to become the most dangerous area of human insecurity, next only to Borno, where thousands of lives were lost, hundreds of people kidnapped, property worth millions of naira either stolen or destroyed, single and married women raped daily. Similarly, thousands of people were dislodged and consequently migrated. Today, Zamfara has turned out to become a battlefield for civil strife involving the bandit, cattle rustlers, Boko Haram, and kidnappers, fighting innocent citizens daily where the victims of kidnapping pay ransom to rescue themselves. The genesis of the crisis was believed to emerge as a result of farmers' planning land dispute, where thousands of hectares of grazing reserves were encouraged due to farming activities in all the geological zone of the state. The huntsmen, whom unfortunately were the victims of the encroachment, resolved to imbibe the sport of the hooligans, bandits, and terrorists from neighboring countries to fight farmers in the state, which is consequently has today turned into civil war. Furthermore, some people also opinion that the availability of mineral resources in the state, which attracted mining activities, was the cause of the banditry activities, just to repel people from illegal mining or to cause them to vacate their residence, mostly especially if they happen to occupy mineral deposit zone. Bandit concentration, distribution, and location. Due to rampant attack, kidnapping activities, and various banditry activities going on in the state, it could be estimated that thousands of bandits are surely residing in the state. The group of terrorists predominantly reside in bush and villages of hard-reaching areas that completely lack access road. It is roughly estimated that over 100 camps of banditry widely distributed across the 14 local government areas are now operating in the state. The location of terrorist groups are well known to indigenous of the affected local government areas in the state. Each terrorist camp has its own commanders as their notorious leaders. They establish their tent and electrify them at night, where business of all sorts are carried out without any hitch, except perhaps now that bold measures are being taken by the present administration to deal with the situation. Extent of bandit damages in Zamfara. No one can precisely predict or estimate the extent of economic damages or loss of lives sustained by the victims of banditry in Zamfara state. Indeed, then notorious activities in the state and its impact on the lives of the citizen is horrific and very frightening. From 2011 to date, some of the potential banditry damages in Zamfara could be summarized or described as follows. Thousands of people lose their lives through direct encounter with the bandits. Thousands of cattle, sheep, and goats were stolen away by the cattle rustlers. Hundreds of people were kidnapped while hundreds of millions of nairas were paid to bandits as ransom. Hundreds of hectares of land were denied from cultivation as a result of banditry evasion of the bush and farming areas. Indeed, farmers were threatened to vacate their farms. Hundreds of single and married women, young and old, were raped and severely maltreated and humiliated. Due to series of attack and intensive fear, rural people are forced to migrate to urban areas to seek for protection. Government effort to suppress the menace of banditry and relieve victims of severe damages in the state. Several measures were taken by the state government to reduce the violence, to reduce the virulence of the banditry damages all over the state, as briefly summarized below. Reconciliation approach initially employed by the state government purposely to reconcile farmers' Fulani dispute clashes, which was the genesis of the whole banditry. Building Ruga, which is known as rural grazing area for Fulani settlement, to pacify their feelings of being denied government facilities and other essential services. Rewarding people that willingly submit their weapons to government to reduce the circulation of illegal ammunition in public. Military intervention by responding to attack on communities helped a lot to quench the virulence of insurgency in the state. The state sponsoring other movement of local vigilante, which is known as Ensakai in Hausa language, to aid military effort in the search of bandit hideout, has tremendously facilitated the military operation. Providing relief materials by the state and the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs to victims of banditry had immensely provided a score to the inflicted people in the state. The recent action taken to react the activities of the bandits in the state, which include shutting down network transmission all over the state, closing market days, banning sales of petroleum in jerrycan, coffee from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., banning of the movement of motorcycles in rural areas, among others, has strangulated the movement of bandits. As a result of such actions, hundreds of bandits were forced to flee away from the state to other areas. Employment of security surveillance all over the state has tremendously assisted to checkmate the activities of the informant. Intervention by the development partners, National Emergency Management Agency, and the Zamfara State Emergency Management Agency, Federal Ministry of Humanitarian, Miyatti Allah, equally assisted to reduce the intensities of the banditry attack in the state. Banning the sale and transportation of livestock across the state and to other states in the country have seriously reduced the rampant case of cattle rustling over the state. May I draw the attention of the ladies and gentlemen to the current situation and success story in Zamfara State. Bandits are gradually migrating away from the state as a result of the drastic measures taken by Zamfara State government recently. Closure of all weekly market and banning the sales of petrol and jerrycans across the state. It's difficult for bandits to use motorcycle, hence movement are seriously minimized. The bandits were served as a result of lack of food supplied to their camp due to restriction of vehicles movement. Consequently, leaving their camps to other areas away from the state to look for food. Kidnapped victims are being released from time to time compulsorily due to non-flow of information when networks are shut down as a means of bargaining ransom with the family of the captives. Activities of informants were also crimped as they cannot communicate any further with the bandit when networks were shut down. In the end, as at the moment, displaced communities are now gradually returning back home as normalcy begins to return. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the brief from the beginning up to the current situation in Zamfara State, which I know many people over the media station on the air, they will have different story concerning Zamfara State, which will going to make them scared for coming to the state or even invited to attend any of the function in Zamfara State, they will be scared of attending or coming to Zamfara State. May I use this opportunity to draw your attention in order to, this is the real fact about Zamfara State. And at the same time, the goodwill messages to the conveners and the organizers of this program. This is an honor and privilege for all young men and women across the Federation to share experience of what's happening in their various state. You know, people will get to know what is happening across the various state through this platform. And may Allah continue to guide you, protect you, and the next year even may it be very colorful than this one. May Allah take everyone to his various destination. Thank you and God bless you.
We are Nigerians. We are one people.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Right Honorable Abdulhamid Ibrahim, the Speaker of Zamfara Youth Parliament, in a detailed presentation as per what is obtainable in the present day in Zamfara State as far as insecurity, and of course, the achievements they've done so far in the aspect of insecurity. Thank you very much. We really do appreciate it. So it's time for us to go proper into the speech of the day, the session by the guest speaker. Permit me to make welcome on stage, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Adeolu Oyebode, who will be giving us the session proper. He's our guest speaker for today. Please, we can do better with that clap for him, please. Thank you very much. You can have the floor, sir.
The SDS and the state controller of the Federal Road Safety, I stand to specifically appreciate you, and I hope that I will be able to stand on your shoulders to make this discussion, because I know that it is a very rare occasion to have the SDS, the state director, and the command head of the Federal Road Safety Corps seated, where a very junior officer like this will be speaking. It's a very rare occasion. So I do not take this privilege for granted. I understand what I'm trying to say is that I know that as a commission officer, you can speak for your number one. However, the seats that you are sitting is a very great one that we must specifically commend and appreciate. I hope I'll be standing on your shoulders to make my presentation once again. The convener, I thank you for inviting me. This is not the first time I'll have the privilege of standing on your podium to discuss security. And even last year that was on virtual, I also had ample time to discuss security in details. I think today is going to be one of the best times that I'll be having again to discuss security with my friends who will fall into the same generation. And much as we have been discussing about security from the angle, from the perspective of what the government should do, I want us to discuss more on what we should do so that we can have a non-violent Nigeria. As a matter of fact, this is not the best of time to deceive ourselves that the nation is not bedeviled with avalanche of security challenges. We have some of us who wear uniform, and also in the intelligence will know that we have lost a lot of friends. We've lost a lot of our comrades in the theater of war, and some of us who have been privileged to engage will know what we're talking about. So the nation is seriously violent, and as a matter of fact, before you even greet anybody, I don't know, maybe you've observed this, that before you greet anybody now, you say, excuse me, please, I don't know, some of us who are Yorubas will understand that. Excuse me, please, I'm sorry, please, I want to ask you if, because you need to start with, excuse me, please, I'm sorry, please, I just want to ask you, please, because you must continue to use please and please and please and please. But the singular reason being that the environment is charged. So, it means that an average Nigerian at this particular time is violent, has an iota of anger somewhere reserved, like a potential energy of anger, that if you are not careful, please, I want us to pay attention, because if we have been here all this while and we have not discussed in details security itself, when we are talking about a non-violent situation, it means we have just come here for fun. This insecurity challenge we have in this country is inked on three, what I call the tripod stand. The first being that insecurity is political, and it's economical, and the third is sociocultural. And the most difficult of it is the economic aspect of insecurity, because insecurity is a business. The commander and the state director will understand what I mean better. Insecurity is a business now in the country. So if you all preach peace, if you all want us to think, to talk, to preach, and to do peace, then we must understand that we want to stop a source of business of a cartel. That's the truth. So, thank you. And if we have to stop this, there is a misnomer, there is a myth that insecurity should be addressed by security officers. I put it to you today that one of the reasons why we have not got it right as far as security is concerned in this country is because you people left it for us. You felt that after all they are collecting salary now. But you've forgotten so soon that the people that are being killed, the people that are being kidnapped, they are civilians, majorly civilians. There are officers too that are kidnapped, fine. But majorly they are civilians. So let us do these things together. I'm welcoming you on board on a conversation where we will address insecurity together, and here we discuss policy frameworks that I think the convener will be able to discuss with appropriate authorities. Nigeria has altogether, all of us, 450,000 security officers, plus or minus, but in that range, altogether. And if I ask now that, what is the total population of Nigerians? At least we have about 220 or 230 million as far as last NBS report is concerned. So if we have 450,000 police, military, DSS, road safety, immigration, civil defense, fire service, Amotekun, Ishba, whatever, all of us, 450,000, we are 200 million people. So it means that maybe we want to, okay, close to 500. No, let us limit at that 450, because that 450 is still plus or minus, you know. So 250 million, that's the ratio of about 1 to 6. Should we say 1 to 10? Are you with me? Yeah, you're not with me. Now I know. Now I know you're not with me. We have 450,000 people. We have 450,000 officers, and we are 200 or 230 million people. Can anybody help us with the ratio? That's about 1 to what? One to 5 people. So it means 1 to 5 persons. All right. No, you said 1 to 4, 1 to 5. So 1 to 500. All right. So let's say 1 to 500 means hi, as I am now. I'm to take care of all of you. That's the meaning. We are not even up to 500, right? Okay, with addition. All of us, 500 people. Hi, I will handle you. Forgetting that not all security officers also bear firearms. Not all security officers bear firearms. Not all of us too are trained in all weapon handling. Not all. So, that's the challenge. That means that there is a saying that who shall guide the guardian? Something like that. So maybe we are now at that stage of who shall guide the guardian. All right. So the implication of it is that we will continue to fail in reactive security if we want one person to guide 500 Nigerians. Then it means that we must come back to preventive security. And if we are to engage, because these are the two forms, these are the two operational plan. Is it preventive? Is it reactive? So if we are to come back to preventive security, which is the main purpose of this conversation, this convergence, the National Youth Peace Summit, is for us to discuss how we can support the security agencies, how you can support in ensuring peace, unity, and progress of this country, if I am not mistaken. Then it means we have to fall back on the preventive security. And if we are to prevent security, we have to prevent insecurity by way of preventive security. Then you have to support the security officers by one, loving ourselves. We need to see ourselves as one, as a united Nigeria. Today, when I got here, I met my friend from Yobe, and I asked him, the first thing I said, my friend, how is Yobe now? He said, Yobe is fine. I said, are you sure? He said, it's fine. I said, how about Boko Haram? I'm interested. I've lost so many friends in Yobe, in Borno, in Bama, in Basari, Kastina, and all of that. I worked in Babaruga, in Kastina. I don't know, anybody from Kastina here? Okay. So, the young man he said, even if there's Boko Haram in Yobe, it can't be up to 2-3% anymore. The success story is about 96-97%. You have to see the joy in my heart. I'm so happy. The man from Zamfara just giving us a report now. You see, when we are passionate about the peace in another region, it means that you love your country. See, I love Nigeria. Whether I'm on uniform or I'm not on uniform. I used to go on with this lapel of this Nigerian map lapel. It is my heart. Let us, when we love ourselves, we don't care the distance. People came from Kano. People came from far north, northwest, northeast, north central, from the east, from the south, to attend this program. It's because of the love and unity that we're preaching. And we'll continue to, because this is a teaching the trainer session. So we'll still go back and replicate this in our respective states. So let's continue to see ourselves as one. That's the first thing to do. Then secondly, we need to think, we need to talk, and we need to make peace. See, peace is for everybody. It's everybody's business. My friends who are in Adamawa used to be one of the most beautiful places in Nigeria at some point, especially Mobi Town. But those people who had been to Adamawa in the last 10 years, we know that that beautiful city had gone to nothing. Meduguri used to be a very fantastic place, state of heart, that if you go through the town, you love the structure, the shape, the topography and everything. But now is another place that people don't want to go. Zamfara, nice place, but the insecurity has chased people away. You need to understand, if people are afraid to put business in your place and people's businesses are being destroyed per time, it's because we have not been talking peace. We have been thinking peace, but we've not been talking peace. And I appreciate the convener of this youth platform because he's giving us opportunity to talk peace. But it is beyond talking peace. It also needs to take a step further by making or doing peace. And we at all levels need this. Making peace will prevent crimes from happening. Crime itself, crisis starts from conflicts. When we have misunderstandings, you can't resolve it. It aggravates till it becomes conflict and crisis. So, please, let's do that. Secondly, we have to provide proactive information and early warning signals. Zamfara, Right Honorable Speaker was talking about, is he here? Okay. He was talking about misunderstanding between two tribes about farmland, and that also led to banditry. It is because they've not yielded to the early warning signals. My sister from the Department of State Service appreciate early warning signals more. Even road safety will appreciate early warning signals more. Because when your tire is flat When your tire is flat, best thing, park. It's a signal. It's an early warning signal. Park, fix it. Don't say you want to go on with it. The more you say you are going on with it, you have problem. It's clear. So let us pick those early warning signals and address them. Please, why it is important for us to give us information is because it is the backbone of our intelligence. When you give information, then we will develop robust intelligence and possibly prevent crime from happening. Nigerian youth, we believe so much that let us leave it for them. What is not important to you today will be very important to all of us. Do you know some persons are just saying, leave the northerners, let them be facing their problem. They did not train their children. They did not send them to school. That's why they are talking Boko Haram. My people, if you go to the north, you know that northerners are educated. No, there are some parts of them that are not educated, agreed. But just as we have in the north, we also have in the west too. Just that we have basic education is not enough education. If you've not traveled, if you've not interacted with people, you've not got that education too. If all your life had been in your state, you are not better off than somebody who has a basic education. So we need to give this information that will help security agencies to build intelligence that will prevent crime. We also need to restore our values. My people, it has got to the stage where we need to tell ourselves the truth. If you believe that you can make money through shortcuts, you are one of the problems we have in this country. Our friends who are into cyber crimes, you are one of the problems we have in this country. Our friends who are into drugs, selling drugs, you are one of the problems we have in this country. Let us forget the issue of Boko Haram. Boko Haram is just an advanced version of you. That's the truth, because you also make people cry. Please, let us restore our values. There was a time we arrested somebody in my office, a woman who went to buy a laptop got laptop on credit. He said he wants the son to learn how to do Yahoo. It has got bad to that level. So we need to restore values. We need to be hardworking. We need to make sure that we have something doing. God said he will bless the works of your hand. It's what you do that he will bless. Yes. And because of the report of this conference, I think the government should also encourage multi-level security architecture so that we can have both, as we have the federal security where we fall, we can encourage state police and also have the sub-national, the local government security. People may say state police will be abused by state government. But those days, if you don't buy fake jeans, you won't know original. Those of us who use Levi's jeans, Lee jeans, it used to fade. When you wash it, it will fade. Later, we saw Stonewash. We wash it, it will not fade. How do you know that this one is original? Because you've bought fake before. So let us also test state police. If we say it will fail, what if it's not the solution? Let us decentralize security operations to state level, while the administrative should remain at the federal. Then we'll have a better approach to it. Also, let us engage traditional institutions in security policy development. We develop security frameworks at all levels, leaving the community, leaving those persons that we want to secure out of the picture. So there's no how policies like this will not fail. I think the organizers can also include this as part of the rapporteur. Then, total crackdown on crime enablers. We need to clamp down. I know I'm ready to answer questions because I can find out body languages of people waiting to ask questions. And we need to profile all our citizens. I think the Department of State will appreciate this better. Let us profile ourselves. Let's not profile crimes based on tribes. They say Fulani X-Men. Easterners are ritualists. It's a lie. We've arrested Yoruba people who are kidnappers. So let us not limit this conversation to ethnicity. Let us not profile crimes based on tribe. We are not helping the nation. And let us have our own 911, our own emergency security number. Road safety has. Let's have one, like the one they call 911 in US. When you just press 911, police is around. Yeah, what is it? What can we do for you? Let's have one too. And very lastly, let us regulate, let the government regulate the media. Please, let's encourage the regulation of the media. We use on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere where we say no to social media bill. I put it to you that some of the things that has eaten up the policy of this country is the handiwork of some quacks who are not journalists, who only have access to internet. When you can subscribe on your phone, the next you just say something is burning. The nation will burn tomorrow. They are bringing 500 cows with 7,000 AK-47 inside this. They close your door. Nobody should work tomorrow. No, all these things, if you regulate media allocation, have a postgraduate certification in journalism and public relations. And I know that if we regulate that segment, the US too also have their own side. The so-called Senate clients, they have their own side too. But the truth is, you won't hear such things outside because it is regulated. And it helps security to also address this thing. So let us look at regulation. I'm not saying that freedom of expression and information should be clamped. No, it's good, but it should not be at the detriment of our national peace and security. I'm ready for your questions if there is any. However, I have gifts for participants. Questions? All right, please. I'm coming. I have gifts for participants. I have 5 gifts for. I authored this book. It's titled "You Are Under Arrest." I want to give it out. I'm giving out 5 copies free. And the book talks about the reality and legality of enforcement of authorities and rights. I know a lot of Nigerians have issues with the way officers abuse rights, the way they clamp down during arrest, and all of these things. It's a conversation that I've been engaging, so I just felt like instead of answering this question every time, let me put it down in the books. So I have copies that I will give out. I don't know how I'm going to give it out yet, but I know I will give them out. Though I have 2 copies, one for the state director and the sector commander, who will have their own copies as take back for Oga. But participants, I have 5 that I will give to you. I hope somebody will give me a link on how we share it. I want to share it myself. I'm not giving you to share.
Okay, so
right,
how
questions,
please? Go? Okay, you want to ask?
Yeah, I want to answer their questions.
Okay.
They have questions.
So, number 1, please let's put our hands up so that we can just count the numbers and go. No, if you have questions, just raise your hand. We count the numbers so that question will not be prolonged unnecessarily.
That's a question there.
Yeah.
There's a question there.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, we have 5 questions altogether.
About early warning.
Please sit down.
Okay.
Sit down.
You talked about early warning signals.
Yes.
But what I'm trying to say is in our community, the major problem we are facing is early warning signals. In our area, we used to see some guys that come around to smoke during the night. Okay. We reported to the head of the community. All he said is that there's freedom of, like, you can stay anywhere you are. They are not yet causing troubles. Should we wait till they cause trouble before we take decision or something like that?
Okay.
That's a beautiful question.
Thank you. I'm impressed with that question. I'm very, very impressed. Should I answer one by one? Okay, let me answer one by one, Abi.
As it pleases
your
lordship.
Let me tell you why it's important. Why early warning signal is very important. I just parried that the other time. You see, whatever. Okay. You see, whatever you see that is against your morality, 1. Secondly, that you think is a threat to the nation, to yourself. Within a very short time, it will become a threat to the country. That's the basic of early warning signal. So people that smokes around your area, you have reported to the head of the community, and the head said that everybody has liberty to smoke. Please, I don't know of this state of Osun. I don't know your state. In Ekiti, where I serve now, there is prohibition of smoking in public places. You can't smoke in public places. If you are caught, you'll be punished. So before you leave, don't give me, give her your location. Don't worry, just leave others. Just see her and leave others. I would not want to talk about the details, technicality of whatever you're discussing because of security reasons. But just try and reach out to her. Because the people smoking around in uncompleted building around the area, like smoking you can't be sure if they are not rapists too. You can't be sure if they are not thieves. You can't be sure if they are not searching, looking around your area to know the route to one house to rob or not. You can't be sure. So, and you can't be sure too if it's a syndicate of a crime cartel. So there are a lot to it. Even marijuana is an illicit drug that is banned for now in this country. So people smoking around, especially there are ways to that. So please, it's very important. If you report this one and she is not listening, report another one. Keep talking. Keep talking. It's very important for you to talk peace. You are talking peace. Thank you. We will do peace. Just talk it. Tell us. Thank you. Question two.
Sir, please, I want you to stress further on what could be the way out for Nigeria regarding the cases of insecurity. I know you've talked about it, but I just want to know more.
Okay, knowing more about insecurity, then I will have to explain to you the political, economic, and the socio-cultural imbalances that has breeded insecurity. There's a school of thought that says that people who commit crimes are committing crimes because they cannot feed themselves. They want to for their source of livelihood. For instance, people that steal. I want to discuss this at your level so that you can understand better. For instance, people that steal, they steal because they don't have money and they want to feed themselves. People commit crime because they want to attend to their social satisfaction. For instance, people that rape. There's a school of thought that claims that it's the ladies that dress anyhow. Much as we have arrested rapists and prosecuted appropriately, I asked them that, why don't you rape those mad ladies outside that are not wearing any clothes? A rapist is a rapist. It has psychological defect, or whether it's a sociological or whatever defect. It is to satisfy a social imbalance. You understand? And the other part of it is the political insecurity we have. Is because some persons deliberately want to undermine the authority of government, therefore lead themselves into crime. Okay? So, in all of this, for us to be able to correct it, there are two sides to it. We have roles to play. You have roles to play. You see, our own roles that we are playing, we will continue to see us playing our roles. But our role is 20% successful without your 80% contribution to us. That is why I'm saying that keep telling us, be giving us the early warning signal that we need. We will know how to work with it, with the information you are giving us to build our intelligence. For as long as there will be development, there will forever be crime. Are you getting? Let us not deceive ourselves that there will not be insecurity in this country. No, there will continue to be insecurity because there will be advancement in development. There will be IT. There will be, very soon we'll get to the level of artificial intelligence. At that level, we'll be talking about super crimes, not these you collect my money, you steal my money, you slap my bum bum. We will not be talking about that one. We'll be talking about more bigger crimes. So if this is increasing, then we need to also increase the level of our information collection, gathering, and intelligence development. Information processing, review, and intelligence development. We need to do that. Exactly. So we'll continue to experience insecurity. It's not going to end now. You get. But keep playing your role so that we can be stopping them before it happens. Is it clear? Thank you. 3.
Thank you very much. My name is Muhammad Mubarak Abubakar, a delegate from Bauchi State, Northeast Nigeria. Okay. Mine is rather a sharing of experience than a question. part of the activities of the National Youth Peace Summit 2021, there is sightseeing in Oshun. And being Oshun, part of the places we'll visit includes the Onis Palace in Ile-Ife. So I felt, as a northerner and a Fulani man, I can come in with my attire and then go to the palace like that. And that was what happened yesterday. I put my full Fulani attire with the hat, and everything, and we went out. And then later in the night, when we went out for dinner at the Oshun Mall, when I was about entering, someone was looking at me. Though a lot of people have been looking at me during the day, but at night someone was looking at me, and I stopped by and asked him, is anything the problem? He says, no, he's only trying to see if I'm carrying AK-47 or not. Just imagine. But, I'm so exposed to, I believe in one and united Nigeria. And I value Nigeria more than any other place in this world. And I'm not ever ready, to leave Nigeria for any other country to serve. Because Nigeria is the only country we have, and we must put our hands together to salvage it. We know we are not where we want to be as Nigeria, but at least we are making progress. And, developing Nigeria and building the Nigeria of our dreams takes a collective effort. So I just laughed at him, and I was like, well, it's not all about, carrying AK-47. It's not all the Fulanis that carry AK-47. Just like the same way, not all Southeasterners are IPOB members, or South people are, all South people are cultists, and also pipeline vandalizers, militants. Thank you. That was what I was looking for. So it takes, it has to have a lot of effort to prove to the public that we shouldn't be classifying crimes based on the number of, or based on the tribe of the person committing the crime. The tribe or the religion of the person committing the crime has nothing to do, crime has no religion and it has no ethnicity. So the high time, the better we realize that, the earlier we realize that, the better for us all. And on the issue of the social media, the abuse of the media by the youths, I believe when the campaign for the anti-social media bill started, campaigning against anti-social media bill, in fact, it was not even so anti-social media bill, it was social media regulatory bill. And I believe more than 70% of the people that were campaigning against that bill did not read even up to 20% of what the bill entails. But because, the insecurity we are having in Nigeria, there are people that are benefiting from it. Like you said, there is political, insecurity, there is social and economic insecurity. It all depends on how we see it. So some of these people, they sponsor we, the youths. We, the youths, we keep on saying day in, day out that we are the leaders of tomorrow. But are we even really prepared to be leaders of tomorrow? Yes, we want to be leaders of today. Tomorrow is too far for us. But are we really prepared for that? Because a lot of us are just gullible. We just allow ourselves to be toyed by these elements of destruction. So the better we put our heads together, our house in order as the youths, I think the better for us all. Because no nation will develop without its youths. And we, the youths, if we are not ready, then we just pray that we'll be ready. Thank you very much.
4. So number 4. Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Comrade Pokuola Oladayo. And before I ask a couple of questions, you have spoken well as a security officer. I like the way you express yourself. You are very fluent and stylishly. You took mastery of the way you pass your message. Why? Because you indirectly shifted the insecurity blames on Nigerian citizens when you say when you say security is our job, we should all do it together. Yes, we understand, but it's like indirectly insulting our collective intelligence when we have security agents. You have said it all. The insecurity has become a business for some cabals. And I am not one of the cabals. My fellow youth here are not cabals. In the light of this, if we are to go by that statement, we are not supposed to be having this conversation. It is the cabals that are supposed to be here. I want to ask that when you said security is a collective response, a number of times when there are crimes, we call police, we dial 911, whatever. We call the police to come. When the S-men are carrying AK-47, when they are attacking farmers on their farms, we call the security again for their intervention. They will come, but they will wait till eternity. But call them that there is a Yahoo boy passing through that route. Am I lying? Before you know, you will see people, the police and all that, carrying guns and trying to stop the Yahoo boys. Why do they prefer to run after Yahoo boys, leaving people carrying AK-47 illegally behind? That is one. When you say secure, when you look at Nigeria, the insecurity in Nigeria is as a result of the porous security architecture and leadership failure on the part of those we elected. They have become so incapacitated. They have become so, oh my goodness. Nigerian issue is something that when you start thinking about it, you just feel like you just sleep and don't wake up again, because you don't want to wake up to see another big challenge on a daily basis. We face issue of insecurity. Food scarcity. Why do we have issue of food scarcity? It is because farmers who are planting crops on their farms, they have been pursued because government cannot guarantee their security. You understand? My father, I'm from Mogon, Ayedele local government. My father has a large expanse of land that we are using for farming. But people helping us, they have been pursued away. They can't go there again. You understand? So the question, another question, what is this final solution? Please, I don't want you to say it's our responsibility. Don't even mention us at all. Leave us out of Nigerian problem, please. We are not responsible for Fulani attacking. We are not responsible for all those rubbish happening. It is you, the security. And you know, Lengbo, where you are the one taking bribe. You are the one not doing the right thing at the right time. Please, whatever message you are going to pass, help us pass the answers is 1 year. People died, and some people say nobody died. One minister from one Omaran there, that Baba that we even lie when he gets to heaven, he said there is no evidence that anybody died. If you have any evidence, is it not Nigeria where they will kill your relatives and they will tell you not to talk? If you talk, something will happen again. And you expect me to come out and say, they have threatened me, you know, now. Not, it is not our fault. So if you are going to be providing solution, the solution does not primarily lies with us. It lies with the security agents, the porous security architecture, and the leaders of Nigeria. So what you want to in singular, what is the way forward? Please don't ship blame on us.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. I love the way you also tried to return, to give me another, to return the pass. Well, I told you before I moved towards this direction, I said that this conversation is two-sided. For a long time, we have been discussing is security, but I felt that this platform would be better to discuss your own roles. I'm not saying we don't have our own faults, but your own roles to play. These are the things I was able to highlight. However, for us to have my own opinion, and this I'm speaking for myself, my own opinion, if we are to regulate and put insecurity under check in this country, is firstly, the citizens must be ready to take ownership of the country's peace by sharing information and early warning signals to security officers. It's another thing for you to share and officers should not use it. In 2000, this is one. Let me explain this a little. In 2017, 18 thereabout, I commissioned the development of an emergency phone application in Ekiti State. It was widely reported. And I said, engage us. Tell us. Do you know that application, despite the fact that it was commissioned, the citizens did not engage that platform till it was delisted on Google Play Store. How about that? She mentioned something now, reporting to a superior and an elderly person in the street to get across to us. But that elderly person did not. If tomorrow, these people, these drug addicts now start raping the little girls around there, you say it's security. We have a role to play. You have a role to play, and your role is very fundamental. That is one. Number two, which is very important, is that our policy framework, our security policy framework needs to be reviewed. I've said that. We need to revise, if there is a revised edition, we need to review it. And reviewing it, we need to integrate the traditional institutions who is supposed to be the custodian of our values into our security framework. For as long as insecurity is hinged on value system, desecration or eroding values, there's no how we will get it right if we are not bringing this custodian of history, of culture and values into it. That is the fact. I also made mention before, I said we need to encourage multi-level security system. These are what the state should do. I mentioned it. I said multi-level security architecture and decentralizing the security operations, at least from national to state and subnational, or if possible sublocal, if there is anything like that. When I was young, in my early days, when I was growing up, you hardly see policemen holding rifles. They used to call those people holding rifles then kill and go. The highest you see a policeman holding was a baton. Though there have been developments that has expanded crimes, but these structures were working because we brought security down to the local, to the towns, to the local government in administration. So I am one of the advocates of encouraging state police. I encourage it strongly because I know that the job self, the one they gave us, we have not finished it. We can't even finish it. The one with DSS cannot finish their own. Road safety cannot finish the mandates they have. It is tasking. We need more personnel. If you don't know, we need more personnel. So if you cannot recruit, then let them, the states that have capacities to put up their own security framework, let them have theirs. We are all going to achieve the same goal. Maybe it's to ensure peace of life and maintain law and order. Hey, it's fine. I am an advocate of that. I also mentioned that we need to crack down crime enablers. I mentioned regulation of media operations, and I mentioned profiling of citizens and immigrants. In my book, thank God we are now trying to harmonize all the form of identification. In my book, I recommended it. I made my recommendations on how we can address insecurity in this book. And I said that there is no need for us having national ID card, what is it called, driver's license, BVN, MTN registration, this one. Let us, NHIS, the contact, this one contact. Let us bring all these things together and have one form of identification. It will be easy for me to track you if everything is together. Because when you are living, if you are getting a house, your form of identification will not be your name. It will be your number. If you are buying a car, it won't be your name. It will be your number. If you are, what is it called? If you are reselling your property, you are reselling your phone, you won't be reselling your name. You will be reselling on your number. So your number is, your unique number will be used to identify you. But if for as long as we keep duplicating, multiplying, and whatever name that will put it, identities. People, let me tell you, some of us who are into law enforcement will tell you that there are some persons that have about 20 identities. They bear Ojo Taiwo in Ekiti. When they get to Osun, their name is Abdul Rasak, Abdul Mumuni. They leave Osun, they go to Kebbi. They bear Jafar, Tawhid. They live there, they go to Yobe. They bear another name. And do you know why it is easy? Because you can always walk to any local government primary health center and get a new date of birth, you get a new name, you have a new identity, and you continue with your life. Or the only thing you cannot, even your international passport, I put it to you that people also change names on international passport and change their identities. You only go to this roadside typist beside the court, you tell them that you have lost your passport, you want to get another one. You've forgotten your, if you've even lost your primary school certificate itself, you've lost everything. You just come with a idea that I don't even have any credential again. This is the only one I have. You understand? So we need to, these are solutions, they are practical solutions, but it is beyond our conversation. That's why I've not gone deep into that. But like I said, the convener can take that up at that level of discourse with the organizers.
So we have about 2 persons more who have question. 1, 2, and then a secondary school student. Yeah. So your question.
Thank you very much, sir. I want to elaborate what my comrade has said about the question of insecurity, and then you are carrying us along as one of the people that will solve the problem. I also agree with my comrade that we cannot solve the problem because, let me say, it's your work. And then the issue we have in the insecurity of Nigeria is that you security personnel are also part of the problem.
Yes.
Because you following after the Yahoo because they have money.
Okay.
One of my sisters asked a question that in his own area, some people are drinking alcohol, they are smoking. If they report to the police station, I know the police station will first ask for money to buy fuel into their motor to go to that place. Even though some of the policemen are part of those people that are smoking.
Okay.
How can you solve that? Another thing is that, thank God we have the FRSC and DSS in our midst. Some of our security personnel, the road safety, are not doing their work at all. In a situation in this country that some people that are doing private, let me say public motor, some of them may not have red light, no brake light, no pointer, no nothing, and they are still walking on the street. What the road safety will collect for them is 200 naira and above. And then we have some people that have everything, even though they will have driving license. And then you see have some, you will now create some illegal query for them. That they don't have this, they don't have that. And some people that don't have anything will be walking on the street. Is there any regulation or is it a rule of the security personnel that you must collect bribe? Or you must leave those people that are doing the right things and go after those people that are doing the bad things?
Thank
That's
you.
my question.
I understand your question. Thank you. Let me, my brother, please, moderator, please, I beg of you. There is no better thing we will learn here if we don't trash these issues. So please, I beg you. I know you are in the age to go home, but please, let's trash these issues. Please, please, because I'm enjoying you, and I also want you to enjoy us. Thank you. All right, let me come to your question. Let me be sincere with you. Now, I want to talk as an officer. Let me be very, very sincere with you. I've been talking as an officer. I've been talking as what is it called? As your resource person. Let me talk as an officer. You need to understand what we mean by saying that you have roles to play. That's the truth. You are not getting it. You are not getting the conversation. See, if you have a car without fuel, you cannot drive that car. It's the fact. The engine room of security, the main thing you need in any security this thing is information. That is the first thing. You need to get it clear. Even if you share it with us and we did not act on it, you have played your own part. That is one. Then as to when you call us and we tell you that we don't have fuel, in true sense, we don't have fuel. You don't want to hear these truths. Most times you don't want to hear this truth, but these platforms will encourage us to let you know the truth. In most times you don't have fuel. Why we don't have fuel? It could be administrative. Yes. You don't want to listen, please listen. Why we don't have fuel, it could be administrative. Why we don't have fuel is not because we don't have, it's not because, what is it called? It's not because we don't want to react to your distress. When our men are on the highways running after, our men that I mean is not civil defense. So. Our men that I mean is all security agencies. When we are on the highway running after robbers, when we are on the highway trying to stop crime, you don't see those times. And we don't want you to see it because the security job is a no thanks job. Nobody thank you for being a security officer. Nobody thanks you. If your personnel, I've lost friends and they say, it's part of the job, it's part of the things you signed. Civilians don't have pity for us, and we don't longer want your pity. If that is permitted, we don't even want your pity anymore. The truth is, most times when you call us, we don't have fuel. We actually don't have fuel. There are times that you call us, we don't have fuel. We source for this fuel, and we deploy. It is true that some of our officers are running after are running after Yahoo boys or people that they can extort. It is a function of the Nigerian system. The rot in insecurity is also applicable to the rot in local government administration. It's applicable in the rot in teaching service. It's applicable in the rot in students too. And all these things boils down on the value system that I said we need to interrogate. The fact, we've seen parents who also pay corpers, who pay people like you, who pay teachers to help their children write WAEC. These are value systems that's why I said for us to discuss, for us to address this issue of insecurity, we need to bring the traditional system and cultural system back to this conversation. We actually don't say we don't have fuel because we don't want to come. We actually don't have fuel those times. And it could be administrative. That's it. Thank you. And you asked one more question about road safety. I'm not a road safety officer, but page 286 of this book, listen to this one, though. So, okay. My guy will speak to it, but page 286 of this book, I highlighted the punishments or the fines payable for each offense inside this book. Because it is you are under arrest. Some of the reasons why you are under arrest is also here. Listen, light or sign violation, 2,000 naira. Listen, because some of us try to. I'm not trying to justify corruption. No, I'm not. But listen to what I'm saying very well, so that you be on the same page. That's why I said, moderator, don't be annoyed. We are going to exhaust this conversation. Light or sign violation, 2,000. Road obstruction. Okay, please, I would like you to stand up. Yes. And I want you to be sincere. Do you drive? Please, I beg of you in the name of God. In the name of God. I want you to be sincere in any question I ask you. Road obstruction, 3,000. That is if you do not park very well. Maybe somebody is going, hey, my friend, how are you? Any suru now? I beg, wait, I come. Very soon. Don't worry. Road obstruction, 3,000. Route violation, 5,000. That's the standard price they said you should pay. Speed limit violation, either over speeding or under speeding, 3,000. You don't know that it's under speeding? Okay. If you're on the highway and your car is moving like they are pushing it, okay. Vehicle license, sir. Am I still correct, sir? All right. Vehicle license violation, 3,000. Vehicle number plate violation, 3,000. Have you seen people that will not put the second number plate? They will only use one. Have you seen people like that? Some will never use at all. They say it's a new car. They will just put dealer's number. They put it there. Or old number. Okay. Wrongful overtaking, 3,000. Road marking violation, 5,000. Caution sign violation, 3,000. dangerous driving, 50,000 naira. And that can only be assessed by the route commander or the officer in charge to know whether you have driven dangerously. If you are not driving when you are supposed to maintain it, if you are not maintaining, if you are not driving at the right speed, it's also dangerous driving because you can cause accident. Okay. Driving under alcohol or drug influence, 5,000. Operating a vehicle with forged documents, 20,000. Unauthorized removal or tampering with road signs, 5,000. Do not move violation, 2,000. Do not move or you moved. Okay. Inadequate construction warning, 50,000. Construction area speed limit violation, 3,000. Failure to move over, 3,000. Failure to cover unable materials, 5,000. Overloading, 10,000. Driving with worn-out tires. This one will concern you very well. Driving with worn-out tires or expired tires or without spare tire, 3,000. Driving with or without shattered windscreen, 2,000. Failure to fix red flag on projected load, 3,000. Failure to report accident. Failure to report accident, 20,000. Medical personnel or hospital rejection of accident victim, 50,000. Assaulting marshal, officer on duty, 10,000. Obstructing marshal on duty, 10,000. Obstructing marshal on duty, 2,000. Attempting to corrupt marshal. Attempting to corrupt marshal, 10,000. Custody fee, 200 naira per day for 24 hours. After 24 hours. Driving without specified fire extinguisher. Without specified fire extinguisher, 3,000. Driving a commercial vehicle without passenger manifest, 10,000. Driving without seat belt, 2,000 naira. Use of phone while driving, 4,000 naira. Driving a vehicle under 18 years, 2,000 naira. Riding a motorcycle without a crash helmet, 2,000 naira. Excessive smoke emission, 5,000 naira. Mechanically deficient vehicle, 5,000 naira. I'm quoting this second schedule, section 10, subsection 9 of the Federal Road Safety Act as at 24th of June 2007. All right. In all of these things, you are not to give the marshal this money. You will park your vehicle. You will go and pay it in bank. You will come back with the teller. The marshal will now clear you and I'll tell you to go. And most times they don't want cars to be parked along the roadside so that it won't cause obstruction. So they will move your car to their office. So, and you are going to be paid 200 naira per day. This money, kindly note, I don't work with them, but we have joined together to carry out some operations. Now, kindly note that these people that you are saying, they are not collecting this money from you directly. And whether you are an officer or not, immediately they give person. You can't call a marshal and say, take, let me go. The marshal cannot ask you to bring money to allow you go. Most times, the collection of money is being initiated by the offender. That's the truth. Even if you go to police station, policeman will not ask you. Before policeman will ask you to pay 10,000 naira for bail or 20,000 or 50,000. It is you that will say, what will you now do to help us? That is the truth. This matter, even when they tell you that, this go to court, say, what will you use to help us? Please help us. They will now say, Oga Tigbosi, Oga is aware. It's when you push that, but they say, Oga is aware. Oga will be annoyed now, but let us beg Oga. Go and bring this thing. Let us see if it will help you.
Their own is different. Yes.
All right. Please, I will implore you to get this book. I discussed bail in details about this. Please, okay, thank you, thank you. You have corrected an impression I don't know. So, okay, thank you, thank you.
All
You
right.
have corrected, please, you have corrected my impression about that aspect. So, because I know that most times it comes from you. But in actual sense, in true sense, most people that you think you are helping, they are the ones that says that you are corrupt. So, I don't even want you to, don't even come at me, I'll tell you that I don't beg people. I don't beg people to help me on a case, and you don't beg me. Let me just do my job. If you win, fine. If I forward your case file to Oga at the top, and my Oga at the top says, go, Otijelo, but me. Next question.
No, seems Oga wants
to
to
react,
address.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, this conversation is getting interesting. You see, on my phone, look at this. This
good
day, somebody that offers our people bribe has been booked.
This is 500
This is
naira.
an evidence. This is an evidence. You see, the fault is always from the motorist. Please don't offer them bribe. FRS is one of the organizations I know very well that have zero tolerance to bribe taking. Many of our men have gone. Although I cannot deny the fact that we don't have bribe takers. But you initiate it. Don't give them. Don't give them. If you have been arrested unjustly, you have every right to challenge them. If you cannot challenge them on the road, come to the office. Some of our men presently are having issue with our commanding officer because of what? Incivility to the member of the public. Isn't it? We have them grounded in the office. Don't give them bribe, and as much as possible, try to play your own role. Have your driver's license, vehicle paper, let your tire be okay. I saw a comment by saying road safety is corrupt, they are bribe taker. I know today, if they give you opportunity to join that road safety, perhaps many of the people that came in recently, we found out that they are the most corrupt element we have in the corps. So why are you now blaming security officers? Don't blame us, please, and don't allow us to derail from the purpose of this gathering. Don't incite other participants. Please, we want to change the orientation of our people. In FRSC, we always emphasize on something. Majorly accidents are not caused by bad roads, weather, or whatever. It is, we need to change our attitude. It is our attitude that we need to work upon. And that's why we are telling this gathering that our future is in our hands. And who owns that future? It is the youth. Please, let us play our part. The time is fast spent. I know my sister here equally has some other contributions.
Thank you very much. I must say that the conversation is very interesting and I am enjoying every bit of it. I would say one particular thing. I just want to portray a point he's making. We're not trying to deny the fact that there is corruption in, different aspects of the society. We're not denying that. The only thing we're saying is that you have a role to play. Likewise, we. Are you following? Like there's a point he made just now. He said, majority of the people that were recruited newly into their corps were discovered to have been corrupt. All right? So we in the security angle, we came from the community, we came from your environment, from the society. So if we are corrupt, we are still part of you. Are you following? So we still have the corrupt people in our society. Don't forget that the environment, the society is made up of the family structure and all that. So every one of us, we are Nigerians. I'm a Nigerian. He's a Nigerian. We are all Nigerians. So we have a role to play. We are not denying know the corrupt tendencies of security agencies, but we're saying that you have a role, likewise we. Are we together?
No more question. No more question.
All right.
No
So
more question.
I understand the conversation is getting heated, and all of us have a number of questions and comments. But our time has been fast spent,
Yes.
and really, we will not be able to take more questions.
Yes.
We will have to bring this session to an end
To
at
an end.
this
Please,
time,
I have these
because
books.
we still have.
I
Yes.
want to give out these books,
Yes. Please, apologies. We won't be able to take. We won't be taking more questions.
Please ask me question after the whole session. Ask me personally. People want to go and pray.
Okay, you want the book? And he's going to give us the yardstick for
I have
that.
5 copies of this book that I want to share.
All right.
I'm giving one to the core members. Somebody from the core
One
members.
from the core members.
Please, core members, just identify one person among you to come and pick this.
Is it going to be that easy? We have a number of hands up already.
Core members, identify one person to come and pick this.
All right. So, one person from the core member. All right. Interesting.
All right, one. Thank you. Ma? The convener. Okay, please, all executive members of all planning committee members of the
NYPS.
NYPS. I'm not going to give you. If you know you are part of them, don't raise your hand.
Okay. Noted.
Then for those that will need copies of the book, you can contact the convener after now.
Okay.
All right. I want to give one to the students.
We
You
have
been very quiet.
We have 2 secondary schools.
You have been very quiet, so I'm not giving you. You have been very quiet.
One of them raised their hand for questions, actually.
Okay, you raised your hand.
Yeah, someone raised hand here. Yes. No, she didn't write it. She was about to say it, but because of time, we are not taking questions.
Okay, please come and have it.
All right.
I hope that. Please. I hope that. Please. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Please. Sorry. I beg you. Please. I beg you. Please. 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 Thank you. Thank you for understanding with us, for bearing with us. Just 2 persons. I've given a friend from. No, I'm not giving him. He's a member of the planning committee. You can always get now. I want to give somebody. I've given a friend.
Secondary school here. There's
Okay.
another secondary school.
Okay.
All right.
They said you should give that lady that has 2 questions.
Give the lady. Give the lady. All right.
All right. We have 2 now. Now, this is how I want to share these 2, please. Because of time. Wait. This is how I want to share it. I've given a friend from. Okay, sorry. I've given a friend from the northeast. I've already given somebody from the northeast. So I want to give anybody from the south, southeast or south, southeast and south. From northeast. I've given one from northeast. I've given someone from northeast. I'll give somebody from northeast. I always give the person from southwest later. South. Southeast, come out forward. Somebody from south, somebody from southeast. I'll promise somebody from Lagos, but I'll give her later. From where? No, say let's say. From where? No, you have taken as a slot. You have taken south.
Glory, you can have your set.
You have taken south slot. You have taken south. Thank you. Southeast. Northwest, come. But she said in south. She has taken the slot for the 2 now. It's possible.
Please, let's be snappy. Let's make this snappy because our time has been fast spent.
Please, help me out. Please. Northwest, I know the southwest. I'll give southwest. I'm from southwest, I'll give people. I will give you. Not here. Thank you so much. I thank you for inviting me once again. If you know you are from Southwest, I will need a copy of the book. Contact me through the NYPS convener. I will give you. Don't worry. Okay, the copy of the book costs 3,000. But if you know you attend this place, I will not give you 3,000. I will even give you for free. If you know you attend this NYPS, I will give you for free. That's if you are from Southwest. And the speaker too. All right, thank you. I appreciate you for inviting me. I hope next edition too, you also invite me. I've always been a regular discussant. I hope I will find your time to come next one. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Please, let's put our hands together. Thank you so very kindly for that beautiful, wonderful session of exposure to the real sense of the topic, and as you have done justice to that. Yeah, we understand the conversations got heated along the line, and emotions were almost setting in. So thank you for at least having a beautiful session that we won't begin to drag issues among ourselves. So basically, we have to, we still have a number of goodwill messages to take. And the session, let me say the hall is somehow disorganized, and we need to put it in order first before we continue. Hello, please, are we together? Greatest Nigerian youth. Please, if you are standing at this hour and you are not a press man, you are wrong. Please find somewhere to sit. If you are standing and you are not a press man, you are wrong. Thank you very much. So we have two sessions, not sessions per se, goodwill messages from two people that I will mention. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite here Barrister Jane O.A. James, who is the founder for Legal Care Advocacy Foundation. Please, Barrister Jane O.A., please make your way forward as you discuss on the topic in just 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, good. That's good still. So she's going to talk to us about our organization, which is the Legal Care Advocacy Foundation. So in just 3 minutes, will that be enough? Thank you very much.
All right. Good afternoon. I stand on existing protocol. I am Mrs. Jane O.A. James, a practicing lawyer in Rivers State. Okay, I'm the founder of Legal Care Advocacy Foundation, founded this year, 2021. Before now, I have worked in several NGOs, and what actually prompted the formation of this organization is as a result of my experience in my years of practice. In 2017, while I was with FIDA as a volunteer there, I was privileged to be among the team that went with the chief judge then of Rivers State for jail delivery. And about several inmates were released. I remember vividly a particular inmate from the north. He has been in the correctional facility for over 10 years, and he was not willing to go. When he was being told, you can go, you are released, he was still standing. He was like, where can I go to? Where should I go to? I'm bringing these experiences for us to know, because when we have a society void of crime or reduced to the barest minimum, of course, we can be talking about a peaceful Nigeria. Now, the guy was like, he preferred staying back in the correctional facility, because for the number of years he has spent in the prison, he has forgotten everything about his family. He does not know where to go to. That is the major reason that formed our organization. Also, we've come to know, especially me in the course of my practice, some of these persons in the prison, by the time they are being released, they are out of the prison like this month, my brothers, this next month, you will see the same set of persons back to the prison. Because when they are out, they don't have anything to fall back on. You see them committing the same crime that had earlier taken them there. So our organization essentially is to rehabilitate them through, first of all, legal representation. We go to the prison, we are liaising with the prison authorities, we get their data, we liaise with the prison authorities, and thereafter, we represent them inside the court premises, follow up on their matters, and those that are being discharged or being released, we help to make sure that they are taken through the process of skill acquisition. And those also that need to go back to school, we also make sure that is done for them. But the major objective is to make sure they don't go back to crime by equipping them with the necessary resources, equipments, like for instance, those that have learned tailoring, we can buy them the equipment, the machines, so that they can stand on their own and don't go back to crime. Of course, we know that if you are skilled in tailoring, you can teach someone else. So I believe, and of course, our organization is, how do I put it now? It's not tribalistic, it's not religious. That is why since I've been here, I've been talking to a lot of my Northern brothers for us to come together for this singular purpose of having a Nigeria free from crime. So I want to enjoin us to lend your voices and support of this organization. You can ask, how can you be of support? You can volunteer for the organization from where you are. You can assist an inmate out of the prison and not leaving the inmate there, but seeing to it the inmate stands on his or her ground with something doing, so that the person don't go back to crime, thereby being reintegrated back to the society without any form of criminal mindset. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So we would have to excuse our facilitators, our invited guests. But before then, we'd like to have a full group photograph with you and with the convener. Please, if you'd like to join, can you come to this stage to our students from secondary school, our core members. If you'd like to join the photograph session, kindly come to this side of the hall. So with our representative from the FRSC, here. Please. So everyone, please, let's come to this side of the hall. All right. All right. So the conveners and all members of committee are needed now. All members of NYPS team, please come and join this photograph session. So please, let's have our seat. Let's have our seat. Let's have our seat, please. Thank you very much. Please, if you are standing at this time, you are wrong. Have our seat. It's very important. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, so we have just one more speaker to go. But before I call the speaker, it's just for 2 minutes. But before I call the speaker, someone from amongst the delegates has put her ink together and a pen to do something. She has summarized her experience in this year's edition of this summit in a poem presentation. And I would like to crave the indulgence of the convener to give us 2 minutes for her to do that poem presentation. She is one of our delegates from Oyo State. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Ashi. Ashi, please come forward for your presentation in 2-3 minutes. She is a poet, she's a writer, and she has decided to bring that prowess to this session, to the formal closing ceremony of this event in just 2 minutes, please. Ashi, let's have your poem. Thank you very much.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Sorry, good afternoon, everybody. I'm very privileged to be here, and I'd like to greet everybody, and thank you for allowing me to be here. I'd like to greet all the invited guests, all the participants, my fellow participants, and all. So throughout my stay here, I've met amazing people, I've made friends, and based on one of the lecture sessions, I'd like to present this poem. It is titled, The Colors You Gave Me. A ring, a kiss, paradise I thought, but here I am, wearing the colors of the bruises you gave me. Here's a tale of a fairy tale gone wrong. I'm reminded of a scream, a stab, a slap, a hiss. Red for the bruises you would strike me with, purple for the pills that would rip open as I lay feeling broken. Yellow for the pulse that would seep open as tears would streak down my face. I plead, save me. Strip, pain, sit, pain. His uncle would come calling in at night, leaving him mentally, emotionally, and physically distressed as thoughts of his masculinity would wither. He pleads, save him. Guns, bombs, fears, tears, child soldiers, extensions of war. These are the colors you gave us. Arms, bearing arms, children bearing arms, chalks, boards, teachers, crayons, all bombed. These are the colors we have grown to bear. These are the bruises we have come to bear. We plead, save us. Although peace may not come with ease, but that is when I means I alone. For us to have peace, I, he, she, you should all come together so that our songs would then change. And we would say, these are the colors of the rainbow, a symbol of peace and unity. These are the colors of Yobe, Bauchi, or your Cross River. These are the colors of peace and unity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, let's put our hands together once more. Let's appreciate Ashi. Although peace may not come with ease. That was a very powerful line. Then I added that I hope to see a Nigeria where peace does not become an expensive peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the last session is just for 2 minutes or 3 or 5. I would like to call on Mr. Stanley Smile. Mr. Stanley, please come forward for your presentation. And after which, we would have the convener tell us where we're having the next convention. Then we go for Solar, we come back to get our certificate. So Mr. Stanley, in just 3 minutes. Mr. Stanley has been doing well. He has been doing fantastically, cookeistically, wonderfully, fantabulously, and merindalously well. Put your hands together. Please, let's not go yet. We still have our certificate sharing. So Mr. Stanley, 2-3 minutes.
Thank you very much. Can we be in a standing position, please? I want us to stretch for some time. Can we be in a standing position? Standing position. I want us as youth to repeat after me. Can you hear me? I want us as youth to repeat after me. We will build a nation. We will build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. We will build a place where peace, justice shall reign. Thank you. You can have your seat. When we talk about peace, we're talking about justice. Because when you talk about peace and don't talk about justice, then you are missing out. A lot of things have been happening because of lack of justice. For example, if my brother or my sister is killed by someone and government refuses to give me justice, I will also go extra mile to kill somebody, and that is what caused crisis. Secondly, government needs to come out and tell us the names of the perpetrators of crises in our community. For example, we cannot be having insecurity and all the government will tell us is that is an unknown gunman. We need to know who those unknown gunmen are. We need to know who those unknown Fulani militaries are. We need to know all those people that have been known as unknown by the government. If only the government will address these issues by calling the names of our perpetrators of crises in our community, our country, and our state, then we'll have a better place to live. Secondly, we talked about cultism. Cultism has contributed a lot to insecurity in our community, in our country, and our state. For example, we've witnessed issues of cultism practically whereby a group of gangs will have misunderstanding. And in that place, they tend to kill people. And at the process, innocent ones have been affected. So for example, if a gang of cultists decide to have a misunderstanding with the other gang, and they decide to do crisis, there are innocent ones that might be affected, either passers-by or those who are just moving about to do their normal business. So we need to address such issues as well. And then the other one is the issue of drug abuse. We have issues of drug abuse, and that has affected our peace. When we have people smoking, drinking, and becoming high unnecessarily, they tend to do certain things that they are not aware of, as they claim to be. They do a lot of things and they tell you they are not aware of because either they are drunk or they are high. We need to breach that as well. We can breach such things by empowering our youth and also creating an enabling environment for them to study, and also by job creation. If those youth are engaged in either job creation or we're able to create an enabling environment for them to be empowered, then we will have peace in our community. Lastly, I address each and every one of us not to use religious or ethnicity as a bridge for peace. Rather, we should just pray that the Lord will see us through in all that we do, and then we'll continue to do things that are right. We should be law and abiding citizens of this country. We should not collaborate with any forms of insecurity. And lastly, my advice is that we should be able to report issues of insecurity within our community and our state, and also collaborate with security agencies so that we can reach the height of peace in our country and our state. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Bless Nigeria.
So Stanley, you are doing well. Chief of Staff, wait till Shelley now. Wait, it seems we are the only one left. It's so unfortunate that time has been fast spent. We would have done some tricks, but now notwithstanding, so let's have the announcement and all.
Welcome to Nigeria.
Is that? No, time. So, sir.
Good afternoon. seriously, I don't really know where to start from. What? So please, I want to appreciate every one of you. At the same time, I want to apologize for some of the things that we didn't plan for that happened. I'm very sorry on behalf of the team and myself. Ultimately, I'm very happy for you to be here, and I'm very happy, and I want to appreciate you again. Please, and please. Everything that happened, I think you just need to forgive us for all those issues. Please. I really appreciate the effort of few of us for coming up to support us when most needed. You cannot hear me, but I can hear you. So please and please, I just want to appreciate you. That's the main thing I'm supposed to say right now, because I'm so... Yeah, we have our social platforms and through our networks. So if there's any updates, which will be coming very soon, I'm sure, but right now we are still working to decide on some steps which we will communicate to you as soon as possible. Please and please, because this is the 4th edition of our National UP Summit, and we'll never see this coming this way. Please and please, and I'm promising that the next one we try our best, and we will as
So the convener is promising us that the next edition will be super and will be loud. Please, let's go for prayers. When we come, we are coming for our certificates, and when we come here, we can still go to talk within ourselves. I know a number of us are planning to leave, going back to our states today. So ladies and gentlemen, it's been a plumb pleasing pleasure, as well as a privilege, meeting a whole lot of you from across states in the Federation, and as well given the privilege to host this event. So ladies and gentlemen, I officially bow out of this event. My name is Tohib Bisiriu. Thank you very much.